Hi, my name is Jeff Morgan. I am from Dallas, Texas. I'm going to be discussing the issue of why the insupportability clause needs to be removed from the Texas Family Code. The Texas Family Code, section 6.001, reads like this. The court may grant a divorce without regard to fault if the marriage has become insupportable because of discord or conflict of personalities that destroys the legitimate ends of the marital relationship and prevents any reasonable expectation of reconciliation. Insupportability is the basis upon which the court grants the vast majority of divorces in Texas. To most people, insupportability means that both people are in agreement that the marriage is unendurable, insufferable, intolerable. People stuck in insupportable marriages should be granted a no-fault divorce, no questions asked. It is a moral thing to do. It is a right thing to do. A mere assertion that the marriage is insupportable should be accepted as truth. Only the hard-hearted, only the uncompassionate would deny a request for a no-fault divorce. Unfortunately, insupportability does not mean that both people agree that the marriage is unendurable, insufferable, and intolerable. In fact, in the vast majority of instances, in about 75% of the instances, one person claims insupportability against the protests of the other spouse and against the protests of the children. It's easier to claim insupportability and say that somehow we just are not suited for each other when one person is cheating on his or her spouse, or for something else that's going on. Maybe the lady has met somebody who is richer than her husband, and he wines and dines her to her heart's content and flies her throughout the world, and they can go on vacations together. The marriage is insupportable and irretrievable because she now wants to go gallivanting with her newfound love. Or it may be that the man claims insupportability of the marriage because now he has found a woman who is 20 or 30 years younger than his wife and who is in much better shape because she has never borne children. And now the marriage is insupportable because he finds more sexual fulfillment with her than with his wife. No-fault divorce and insupportability, it does not mean that no fault exists. In fact, insupportability often covers up the real reason for a divorce, the fault-based reason. If you talk with people who've gone through no-fault divorce, one of the things they will talk about is who was at fault for the marriage. So no-fault divorce does not mean that there was no fault in the divorce. All it means is that we don't have to present any proof that there was fault in the divorce. We are told that this arrangement of no fault facilitates amicable divorces. It often does just the opposite. What no-fault divorce and insupportability also mean is that a divorce can be granted without any proof that one spouse was at fault for the breakup of the marriage. Now, why is this important? One of the reasons it's important is because no-fault divorce means that when it comes to splitting the assets are supposed to be split equitably. You may have been beating your wife, but you still get 50% of the assets. You may have been running around and cheating on your husband, but you still get 50% of everything. And of course, you have the children involved, and the fight in court actually revolves around the children. Who will get custody, and who will be consigned to being a visitor in the child's life, and who will pay child support and have their wages garnished from them and possibly be threatened with imprisonment if he or she get behind in child support. By the way, if you are the spouse who is cheating on your husband or wife, or if you are the man who is beating your wife, you are at a great advantage if you file for no-fault divorce first. In Texas, basically, the person who files first has the advantage and can make any allegation. The other person, the respondent to the divorce, now has to respond. Unfortunately, in Texas, whoever makes the allegation is believed and given primacy in most instances. You can send your spouse into bankruptcy. You can deprive your husband or your wife of having the children. You can make the court impose child support on the innocent spouse with a threat that if he or she does not pay, he or she can be thrown into jail, and the Attorney General will make sure that this is the case. And actually, if you get behind on child support and can't pay your child support, the Attorney General has a website in which your face will be plastered because you are considered a child support evader. You can go to the Attorney General of Texas website and look at the people that are child support evaders, either the ones that have been arrested or the one who he is requesting the public to help him find so that he can arrest them. Insupportability in Texas means that the state approves of forced divorce. Last session, there was a senator who wanted to introduce a bill to ban forced marriages. But there is no legislation to stop forced divorces. Forced divorces take place all the time in the state of Texas. Insupportability approves of forced divorce and actually becomes a state-sanctioned tool for one person to use against the other one. One person can destroy a family based on the claim of insupportability, even without any evidence to back that claim up, or even to cloak the fact that he or she is the guilty partner. He or she can claim insupportability in irreconcilable differences. The insupportability claim creates a system in which a person who makes the assertion automatically wins. Why is that? Because you don't have to have any proof. The other person cannot present proof to say insupportability does not exist. The Texas Family Code says it does not make a difference. And judges will not stand up against the Texas Family Code. They will just do what the Texas Family Code says and automatically grant the destruction of a family because of the assertion of one spouse. Imagine in our criminal or even our civil courts if they were run in this manner. All someone has to do is accuse a person of a crime, and the court would render the defendant guilty without any possibility of defending himself or herself. If you're suing someone, this is great news. You could go around the neighborhood, take every single one of your neighbors to a civil court for some type of remedy for whatever charge you want to make up and automatically win. All you have to do is expand the pool of people you want to sue, and you can become a millionaire in no time whatsoever. If you are being sued, it's terrible news, because even if you are innocent, even if you were not even around to commit the act that you are accused of, you lose automatically, and as a loser, you pay. Havoc would be created in a society that permits a plaintiff to file charges at will with no examination of the charges. And because of the insupportability clause, we have no cross-examination of the testimony of the so-called plaintiff. Because of this Texas Family Code, judges claim powerlessness. What can we do against the system? We cannot create law from our bench. We cannot legislate law from our bench. All we have to do is follow the Texas Family Code. And the Texas Family Code, the Bible of the family law attorneys and the Bible of the Texas family law judges, cannot be contested. The Texas Family Law Bible says that whenever somebody files for no-fault divorce, he or she wins. The ground of insupportability cannot be challenged or cross-examined. Whether it's true or not is irrelevant. The plaintiff wins 100% of the time. We are allowing and we are enabling a system that allows lying in front of the court. The Texas Family Code actually rewards people who make these claims of insupportability. Even if all the evidence were to the contrary, the judge always rules in favor of the plaintiff. The plaintiff is rewarded even if he or she is lying. One can make the argument that there are more protections in Sharia law than those found in the Texas Family Code. The basis of the Sharia law is the Muslim prophet Muhammad, who said, of all lawful things, divorce is most hated by Allah. Yet in the Texas Family Code, divorce is granted without any type of recourse whatsoever. The Bible of the family court judges and the family court attorneys, and the Bible to which all legislators seem to defer, the Texas Family Code, permits lying under the guise of insupportability and allows one person to destroy an entire family at will. Under the Bible of the Texas family law attorneys and judges, and even the legislators in the state of Texas, taxpayers also get stuck with the bill. In 2008, there was a study done by an economist, Benjamin Scafidi, who determined that divorce and unwed childbearing, and there's a close relation between the two, cost U.S. taxpayers $120 billion a year, and that was a very conservative estimate. The figures could have been much higher. For the state of Texas, it was approximately $4 billion in 2008. What is the current cost to the taxpayers today? I don't know. I wish that Mr. Scafidi would update his study to account for factors such as inflation, a growing population. But every time a divorce takes place, you, the taxpayer, get stuck with a bill. You just aren't being told that you're paying this bill. There should be a price tag, and legislators should talk about how much divorce costs you as a taxpayer each year. The study should be updated, and you, the taxpayer, should know, even though that you don't see the tax, that you are being taxed. Every time you see a divorce take place, you get a tax. Every time you see an unwed child, an unwed mother bearing birth to a child, you get a tax. You need to know how much you are paying to support this. Once you start seeing how it affects your pocketbook, maybe you would also agree that the Texas Family Code needs to be revised. If you agree with the insupportability clause, no complaining about your tax bill, please. One attorney wrote, "There is no legal duty to reconcile in Texas." Plainly stated, according to this attorney, there is really no defense to a petition for divorce based on insupportability. If one person wants to be divorced, there will be a divorce. If one person wants to destroy a family, the family will be destroyed. That is the way it works. No matter how much the spouse protests and says, "No, I disagree with the insupportability," no matter how much damage is done to the children of divorce, the Texas Family Code, the Bible of the Texas law, family court judges and attorneys, and some of our legislators, approves of such arrangements. The insupportability clause of the Texas Family Code means anybody can get a divorce and destroy a family for any reason or for no reason at all. By statute, every marriage is therefore a temporary marriage to be dissolved at the will or whims of one person, with no recourse to the partner in the marriage and no protection to the children of the marriage. The insupportability clause has been a disaster for families in Texas. The insupportability clause in the Texas Family Code needs to be rescinded. Thank you.